Hello, hello, hi, hello, yalla, it is me. It is I. Small town Didi, you're hiding on the internet. I am back. I've been trying to figure out how to approach this with I don't know, be responsible about what it is I'm going to say. I spoke to a friend of mine and I was like, I don't want to open a can of worms or give people ideas or trigger people. So I guess this is a trigger warning. I'm gonna be talking about disordered eating, which is something that I feel I live with to a larger degree than most people, but I think a lot of us deal with disordered. First, let me just define how I understand disordered eating versus an eating disorder. An eating disorder is usually something that's been diagnosed, your anorexia, bulimia, binge eating disorder, which is not in recent years. Yes, we're talking about it a little bit more, but because it usually affects people who are navigating the world in larger bodies, we tend to have less, like, what is the word I'm looking for, we tend to care less about it because it's not skinny white girls and it's like, oh my god, a skinny white girl. But and then I understand that disordered eating is you having an irregular kind of relationship with food, like you'll skip a meal and you'll do this. So you don't have a diagnosis, or you've never seen a professional to be diagnosed, or when you've seen a professional, you don't mark all those boxes, but that will classify you as somebody living with anorexia, but you exhibit some less than healthy eating habits, which is what I've had to come to terms with about myself. I've always been, I was a skinny child, but I think I started putting on weight at around 6, 7. I've always been very conscious of the fact that I'm big and how the world treats me for it, right? When we'd be playing outside, people wanting to see if I can jump, right? I still can't jump because of that. Like I would always lean into my creativity more than being physically active. Like I would leave, like if people were playing outside and we're playing like hopscotch or we're skipping rope or whatever, it was always such a thing of, oh, she can't do it, she's fat, or she can't. And they still say today, my neighbors, people who I grew up with in my street still say, oh, remember how you didn't play? Like it's still not registering that I stopped playing, because when I would, there'd be comments, like I'd be a sideshow to watch it for. So I was indoors. Like I watched Days of Our Lives in the Bold and the Beautiful, and I made photo frames and I made pretty things with my hands. That's why the cakes are bomb. Like I leaned into the thing I was good at, because I realized way too early that I can't even try at this thing, because when I do, I'm made fun of. But what I didn't want to do in this video is point out in detail the unhealthy ways I am currently employing that are disordered or disorderly. I'm not gonna talk details. I'm not gonna be like, this is what I eat, and I'll mention, like, I'm afraid of carbs, right? Like I'm really afraid of carbs, and I love carbs, which is my weakness is carbs. I don't have a sweet tooth, so I'm not the girl to binge on cake. Like I'm just not the girl to, but I will eat a whole packet of Lace quite easily. I'll do that, and I'll do it after having, here's what happened yesterday. My dad came into the kitchen. I was washing the dishes and he asked if there's still Evo, because somebody had cut an Evo yesterday and there were other things there. So I reached in and I'm like, oh yeah, there is still a bit, I'll make you some. Then I went to check on the vegetable rack and we had a nice big ripe one that was not cut yet. So I took that. I'm like, my niece was already making toast for herself. So I was like, let me just make toasted Evo sandwiches, open sandwiches for everybody, because she's already started toasting. But the thing is, I avoid dealing with certain food groups that make me feel like I'm gonna be bad, that make me feel like I'm about to eat something that I shouldn't eat, that is bad. Bread, for instance. And people in my home are always saying things like, I don't cook for people anymore. I can't. I can't make, when I eat salads, I feel like a good fat person, so I'm able to sleep without crying. The moment I need to start preparing something that is a food group that I feel is unsafe, and unsafe in the sense that every time I eat something that I feel is bad, I feel like I'm moving further away from my happiness. And for me, happiness is being smaller, right? These are synonyms. Like skinny and happy are synonyms for me. Like I swap them out, I switch them, like just like that. I alternate them because I have this idea that the moment I'm smaller, I can get to enjoy life like everybody else. I too can have the nice experiences that everybody else get to have. I too can wear high-waisted trousers and not feel fucking disgusting with people making placards asking us to look at our bellies and asking us if we are proud of that. Like people who can't hold conversations asking us to look at our fucking bellies and are you proud of that? This is something that exists like in the real world, and then people also want to walk around and act like you're being dramatic and feeling like you don't belong in spaces. But I prepared these sandwiches for everybody and I didn't make any for myself. I just had a cup of coffee, but I wanted to, like, they look delicious. I made them, but like I couldn't. I just couldn't. But then I thought about it. This is breakfast. I thought about that fucking bread the whole fucking day. The whole fucking day, I had that fucking bread on my mind. Consumed me. Fine, I stuck to my no carb or low carb or whatever the fuck it is I ate yesterday. Then I drank alcohol. I started drinking alcohol, which again, carbs, right? But I would rather not eat the bread and get all my carbs in liquor. That's another thing that I do that's disorderly. And then when I was drunk, I needed to prepare part of my niece's lunch because I prepare her lunchbox, so it's cute and shit. As I was doing it, like my will, if you would like, failed me, and that need for bread, it just went like it override. Like that's what happened. Before I knew it, I had toasted 2 slices of bread with cheese and a little bit of onion in it, and I ate. And then because I was preparing my niece's lunch, I ate I didn't eat all of them, but you know the strips of like chips and stuff, like crisps, I had those, right? I'm not supposed to have those. I just borderline binged because I wasn't stopping. I was grabbing everything and sat and eating it because my body was saying I'm starving. Like my body's like, I'm not fucking doing this with you. Like I'm the body, I'm hungry, you're under eating, you are drinking, which makes you hungry. I am hungry, I'm going to feed myself. And after you do something like that, how you feel about yourself and how you feel in the morning, the shame, the level of shame I have to live with every time I do what might essentially be binging is something that I cannot describe to somebody who doesn't have to live this life. It's so consuming. I explained to my one friend that food is the first thing I think about when I get up, and it's the last thing. It's how I wind down my day, and it's not in a positive way. The moment I wake up, I have to make a promise to myself that we're not gonna eat this and we're not gonna eat that, and we're gonna eat as little as possible. And then I body check, like I touch the moment I'm alert, I start to touch parts of me to check if I got bigger. Like it's really It's all consuming. There's no other way for me to describe it. It's taken over my fucking life for so long. It's so consuming. Like, I don't know what other word to use. It's before I sleep. You know, if you're fucking normal, you probably run down or you plan for your day, right? I have to do this tomorrow. I gotta get up at this time. This needs to get done. Or did I do this? Did I lock the door? Not me. I ran down the list of the shit I ate and make sure there's nothing bad on that list. Like, you had this, you had that. How many calories? Phone, Google. Asking Google, how many calories is in a scone? Because I had a scone, right? That's what I do before I sleep. And if there are bad things on that list, then I sleep with such a bad things. Who even says that? I go to bed with such a heavy heart. And I suppose, like, everybody to a degree, like, the more I have these conversations with people, the more I realize that other black girls from townships like me, other African girls who live in dusty ass townships like me, have a very bad relationship with food, and it's not because of our making. This like 2000 renaissance of like the fashion, the Y2K shit, there isn't nothing that is more upsetting to me than that. The bitches with the low-rise jeans, everybody's wearing a boob tube. My boobs could never. Don't fucking send me a TikTok telling me to tape my boobs. They could never. It's a cutout here. It's a this over here. I don't remember having a good time in that era. So for everybody to, first of all, it's fucking ugly. Y2K fashion is ugly. It's fucking, you're not selling me on the low rise and everything is like endled like this and then mishoba. Shut up, get the fuck out of here. Like, that shit is ugly. It's ugly, and the skinny bitches are trying to make it a thing so bad. Fetch is never gonna happen. How many times do we need to say that? You all look stupid. You look stupid with that fashion. Okay, but it doesn't change the fact that the bitches are doing it. People say to you, oh my god, I want this top. I just wanna wear it. And it's another way for the world to exclude fat people. You guys are really trying to bring back fashions that were never that fucking flat. We make fun of 2000 red carpets. There are pictures of Ali looking the fucking fool on the red carpet. Tassel here, this hanging here, a belt here, and this here, a hole here. It was never cute. 2 years ago, we were making fun of what people looked like on the red carpet around that period because the fashions were never giving up. Now all of a sudden you all are trying to have it be a comeback. Like have fat bitches feeling away. Ugh. What's wrong with you all? The early 2000 fashions are ugly. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, we can get back to talking about the disorderly eating and shit. I'm really convinced that I'll never know happiness if I never attain a certain look. And that's another reason why body positive activists and body neutral people get so mad at so-called fitness people telling us every other minute that, what about your health? Please shut up. Shut the fuck up. You don't care about my health. This is about aesthetics. The fitness industry is plagued by all manner of eating disorders. Bodybuilders, the most unhealthiest motherfuckers out. Binging, throwing up, under eating, all manner of things. I don't trust anybody in the fitness. I don't trust a soul in the fitness. All you gotta do is like eat less, watch your calories, and like you're lying about something. And then 2 years from now, you're making videos on YouTube saying, my secret eating disorder. Oh, at the time, everybody thought I was so healthy, but I was actually doing this and making other people feel bad about themselves. While you were doing all of that, telling other people that they just need to like get up and exercise but all the while, I don't even care about these bitches. I'm always on a diet. I've always been on a diet, such that one of my friends came back home after being away for a while for school and whatever. And then I said something about a diet and he chuckled. We've been friends since we were fucking kids. He chuckled like, you're still trying to lose weight. That's how fucking long I've been trying to not be the fat bitch. Like, yo, guys, people chuckle. Look, don't talk up. Like, you, like, I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm really sad. I've never not been on a diet because I'm always on a diet. Which is sad because somebody's gonna be like, but like you've never been small. Like they say that to my friends, like, why is your friend so bothered about her weight? Like she's never been small. Why doesn't she just get over it? Maybe because every time I show up, instead of asking me, hi Didi, how are you doing? You ask me, where's my skinny friend? It's so bad that I'm talking something that happened July. This July 2022. I went over to drop off a cake at a friend's grandmother's. They were having a function and my friend, this particular friend, wasn't back. But her mom was there and we were very excited to see each other. There we are hugging, you know, exchanging pleasantries and what have you. And then a cousin of hers walks by. She's obviously like, oh, why is like my cousin so happy to see this girl? Like, is this one of the nieces that I don't know of and stuff? So she asked, which one is this one? Like, so then my friend's mom explains that this is my daughter's really good friend, this and that. And this woman's immediate reaction to me was to say, how are my friends with her when she's skinny and I'm fat? Bitch, what? It's friendship, not genetics, you dumb bitch. Like, the fuck? What do you mean? What even do you mean? What do you mean? Like skinniness can be like transferred through, but it's that serious, right? It's the same reaction men have when a group of girls walk in and there's a Didi of the group, right? Now the gents need to figure out which one of them needs to take one for the team and entertain the sideshow, okay? And entertain the fat girl because the fat girl is the gatekeeper. She's trying to cock block all these girls that just want them. Because all girls want them. That's how men think, right? Or at least they have to think that way. Otherwise, they have to contend with the fact that you're in fucking shit and nobody wants you. Guys, July 2022. This is when this happened. A grown woman thought she needs to say that to me. My friend's mom had to whisk me out of this. She literally didn't even respond to her. She just took me by the hand and left. Like, we left. Left her standing there. Like, bye. So, when a lot is going on in this video, and I'm just gonna post it as is because my mind is all over the place because I guess I needed to get this out. I've had conversations with friends who've always been conventionally attractive and that they have these bodies that we're all supposed to, like we're told to have. Like they can look at their stomachs and be proud. And in recent years, they've only been like, oh yeah, I used to undereat. Like I've been friends with you since you're a teenager. You've known I've had weight problems, but I didn't know you were also engaging in like weird eating patterns. Because what happens is if you are celebrated for having your figure and like being petite and being cute and having just the right amount of ass and this, it becomes so much of the identity that you also employ unhealthy methods to protect your position in society because of how you look. Like how you look has secured that position for you in society. So you start employing questionable and only now, and I appreciate our growth that we're able to sit and have these in my circle. I'm hoping this conversation will create this conversation for other black girls in townships or disadvantaged areas or whatever. Because I posted something somewhere, somebody said, oh Didi, you always have first world problems. Do you see why we also don't talk about the shit that we go through? Then there's gonna be people fucking texting me trying to gaslight me like, oh girl, I always thought you were so pretty. It's not about you. Oh, what the? And it's not to say I don't appreciate people trying to affirm, but there's nothing to affirm because it doesn't exist. Like, you are affirming a non-existent thing. Like, guys, we're reeling. We're fucking going through it. Like, black girls deal with like eating disorders and like disordered eating too. Like, it's a fucking real thing. I mean, we've been giving each other some fucked up advice lately. I've been in spaces where people are like, no, just drink this, and then like you'll have diarrhea, and then you essentially have flushed it all out, right? Like when you eat bad at the weekend, like you eat all manner of shit, and on Monday you drink a whole bottle of Mist Alba thinking you're doing something. You ain't did shit. Those love handles will tell you 2 weeks from now that you ain't did shit. This took a turn. I'm sorry. But that's what I wanted to talk about, that I go through things and they are so consuming, and I guess I want people to be understanding as well. I was at a 30th birthday party last year sometime. Was it last year or the other year, September? I can't remember. Lovely lady, adore her. She's been the easiest people to just have, you know, conversations with over the past couple of years. Nothing crazy, but I've just never felt judged by her. I'll say that. Like, she's a comfortable spot for me. So she extended an invite early enough. I baked the cake. She ordered a cake for the event. I was actually looking forward to this, such that I even went and bothered to put together something to wear, which I don't do anymore, because trying to put myself together always leads to a meltdown. So I prefer to just wear leggings. It's another thing I do. I wear black leggings and I mind my business, and then I will do makeup, and then I will only take pictures of my face. I can't even believe I'm on the internet as a fat person. Like, I've done my work. Like, fat is an adjective for me. It just says you're in a larger body. But I understand people's reaction to it when people say they're fat, because it's a synonym for so many other things. Lazy, smelly, undesirable, ugly. Like, it's literally somebody using that very simple word has expressed so many other adjectives that aren't very positive, and that's why people have a hard time with that word. I refuse to allow that word to have power over me at this point. I refuse to be walking somewhere and have somebody say fat bitch and have that fuck up my day. Yeah, fat bitch, skinny bitch, tall bitch, short bitch, right? So I refuse to give anybody that kind of power. But I went to this birthday party. I put myself as decently as I could. Well, not really, because I finished getting ready there because I was more concerned about the cake. The point is, I ended up sitting down for literally the entire thing. I sat down. People still talk about it. People still make like comments like, oh, but you just came and you just sat there, and like, they mean no harm by it. I can be an extrovert. I really am. I'm very loud. I'm all of this, right? So when I'm not and I'm closed off, people who care about me get concerned, and they want to be like, what's up, Didi? Like, are you okay? What's going on? And I can't explain mid-party that I need to stay seated, because when I'm standing up, my fat rolls, like everything, it's on show, because I had psyched myself up to think I can wear these trousers and feel confident. And I remember asking one of my friends when she took a picture how I look, and she went, because she knows I wouldn't like to look like that. I don't have pictures from that day. You will never catch me taking pictures when I don't want to. Don't fucking force me in your pictures. Oh my God, girl. If you don't see me getting in the frame, don't invite me in the frame. Also, don't ask me to take pictures of you skinny bitches if I'm not offering. Okay? That's another thing I don't do anymore. I refuse to be the good sport. I refuse to be I don't want people to think I'm hating. I I'm feeling left out. I'm feeling like a wallflower. I go unnoticed. It hurts. I don't want to participate in like constantly elevating an already elevated person. Like, why the fuck you require my participation? Like, you are already the celebrated person in this relationship or whatever. Why do I also need to be your camera lady? Like, fuck you. No, I don't want to take pictures of you. If that's not what I want to do right now, I don't want to do it. I've had to be that for all of my friends all my fucking life. Get you nice, get you ready, right? And then I'm left to figure out how I can be somewhat decent for this thing. Somewhat decent. You were already gonna do fine without my assistance, right? I was already gonna fade into the background even if you didn't put in all of this effort. So now I actually have to assist you in getting you pretty and dolled up so that I can work on myself last and feel like fat girls, stop it. Don't put yourself last. You're uncomfortable. You're like, you know what? I'm down right now. It's not my fucking fault you can't do your brows. I don't want to do them today. I'm not in the fucking mood. I just want to put in all my fucking energy. I want to take all of that energy and put it on me because I need it more than you. You are already winning at life. Okay, I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want with that. Feel what the fuck you must. But I just need to take care of me right now. You're gonna be nice now. You're gonna show up there with your little waist, and then it's gonna be about you as it is always about you. And then I'm supposed to act. I'm not bothered by everything being about you. I'm bothered as to why I need to be made by society at large and not my friends to feel a way about like the elevation of you always comes at my expense. And sometimes you don't notice that. Right? When you're the desirable friend, you don't notice what an afterthought. Again, the thing when you walk into a room and it's not, oh, hi, Didi, how are you? It's, hi, Didi. Oh, my God, where is so-and-so? Let me explain something about so-and-so. So-and-so has options. If so-and-so wanted you to be in their lives, you'd be in it. So stop fucking asking me about these girls whenever you see me. Where is your friend who, if she wanted you to know, you would know where she is. Because when you see her with her tiny waist and a big booty, you're not asking her, where's her fucking fat friend Didi? You're not. You're asking about her because she's interesting. She's a person. She's a human whose humanity you don't really recognize. You recognize the pretty and you want it for yourself. So you want to engage her on her. You don't. That took a turn. Okay. I gotta stop. Wait.